America, and they don't like most of the Trump voters because they are Americans. And De Niro, how stupid is he without a script? Isn't that amazing? I used to think, wow, that guy's brilliant. But once you take the words away from him, he is so stupid. Then when he says, impeachment will make America great again, and everybody's, how intellectually deprived he is. He's a coke-addled simpleton, without a script.
Robert De Niro thought he was stepping into a political fight. Instead, he stumbled headfirst into Greg Gutfeld's comedic buzzsaw. One came armed with Oscar nostalgia, the other came locked and loaded with punchlines. The result? De Niro wasn't giving Travis Bickle. He was giving bitter uncle yelling at the toaster. Gutfeld didn't need a script, just a smirk and a worn-down ego to shred. This wasn't a Hollywood showdown. It was a Hollywood clearance sale.
The idea to be bullied at my age by someone like this is not happening. And I think other people are going to have to stand up and just, because it's either that or you're going to find yourself in a situation that's so terrifying.
Smash that like button if you've ever cringed at a celebrity meltdown in real time. De Niro charged in like he was auditioning for a drama class in a hurricane. Ranting, squinting, spiraling. Meanwhile, Gutfeld, calm as ever, slicing Bobby's angry rambling with laser-precise mockery. This wasn't a political discussion. It was a roast disguised as a farewell party for De Niro's public credibility.
Last night, an elderly, confused man went missing in New York. Luckily, a band of self-satisfied elitists found him babbling on the street, threw some pants on him, gave him a stage.
Oh my God.
I'm going to say one thing. Trump.
Imagine this, a multi-Oscar winner getting verbally dismantled by a guy holding nothing but a coffee mug and sarcasm. De Niro aimed for righteous outrage. What we got was Broadway meets a burnout. Gutfeld didn't argue. He built a comedic bonfire and tossed every one of De Niro's talking points in like logs soaked in ego.
Nothing I like more on a Sunday than some old guy spewing F-bombs.
This guy should not be president, period.
And when you say that, folks on Fox come after you. I remember the Tonys when they got up there and cursed. A lot of of you. Okay, well, this is cable,
Sorry.
so it's not an FCC violation, but it is still a Sunday morning.
That was Bobby De Niro promoting his new movie, Grumpy Old Man 7, More Strange Peas. Actually, he was triggered by our nation's hall monitor, Brian Stelter, asking him about Fox News for some reason. The host acts dumb, not a stretch, as if he didn't see this coming from a guy who talks like a...
There was a time when Robert De Niro could silence a room with a single glare. Now, he's out here screaming into microphones like a senior citizen in community theater yelling at cloud cover. Gutfeld didn't roast the man, he shredded the myth. It's no longer taxi driver. It's more like Uber driver, minus the GPS and full of resentment.
De Niro clearly has thought about this, more so than his career. His choice of roles is now down to cinnamon and lobster. He was then asked about the Trump kids. At least he doesn't want my kids to take this the wrong way.
I don't want my kids to take this the wrong way, but if my kids did what these kids did, I wouldn't want to be related to them. I would disown them.
Ooh, this is sad. Here you have someone pretending to be a tough guy turn out to be just a second banana for Joy Behar, the poster child for Trump derangement. Sadly, Bob is now just another gibbering, enfeebled ninny, surrounded by inept relatives as he frets about how Trump's in power, and he's not.
Sure, De Niro has mastered the Hollywood death stare, but Gutfeld just turned it into background noise. Every time Bobby tried to drop a dramatic line, Greg clapped back with a snarky jab that landed like a knockout. The fight wasn't between them anymore. It was De Niro unraveling, and the crowd wasn't cheering. They were laughing out of sheer second-hand cringe.
It kills me. Talk about persuasive. Really, I was on the fence about Trump, but then I decided to really listen to one of the great generational leaders of American pop culture, and the clenched fist at the end, that really drove it home. It looked like he was pressing a 2-pound weight in a Jenny Craig commercial.
Oh my God.
Look at it again. It's so cute. It's like he found out the restaurant serves Jell-O, or that he won a $10 scratch-off, or he scored a cameo in Jersey Shore, or he had his first #2 in a week. Thank you, Fiverr.
Here's the tragic twist. De Niro still thinks he's the main act, storming in like it's a Scorsese sequel. Meanwhile, Gutfeld's turning his angry speeches into meme material. Every heated line, repackaged like vintage clothing no one asked for. This isn't high-level discourse, it's a stand-up special. And De Niro brought a butter knife to a chainsaw match.
The president, the guy is a fool. Our government today, with the prompting of our baby in chief, has the chief, I call him.
That's some reliable source you got there. This is what moms call bad language, or what producers call great TV. The plan: get an irrational figure at peak derangement and goad him into snapping. It's like cabaret for the chronically obsessed. It's like when you were a kid and would pull wheelies on Old Man Johnson's front yard. Finally, he just cracks. He's holding a spatula, chasing you around in his open robe. That's the De Niro CNN business model in a nutshell. Money for nothing and clicks for free. Of course, the real story is how accusations of Trump's nutty behavior always ends up with the accusers acting nutty.
Visualize it. The once mighty movie icon, delivering rants with the punch of a soggy napkin. And Gutfeld. His leaning back, sipping logic, chuckling every time De Niro clenches his jaw. Greg wasn't just roasting him, he was peeling back the curtain on the tragic theater of fading relevance. And what he exposed wasn't pretty.
And for a great actor, he went from raging bull, to this.
Look at this guy! Am I on drugs? Of course I am! This is still incredible! Flex off history is being made! So now, bro.
Yeah, what's up now, bro?
Oh yeah, poor Bob. You know he's like a star whose girlfriend dumps him for a bigger star who's in the White House while you're in Dirty Grandpa.
Truth is, Gutfeld wasn't even De Niro's opponent. De Niro was fighting himself. Fighting the ghost of his own former relevance. He's still out here thinking shouting at elected officials makes him brave. But this isn't the 70s. It's 2025, and nobody's lining up for the angry grandpa director's cut.
De Niro calls Trump crazy as he goes crazier. Adam Schiff calls Trump a liar as he makes up quotes. Dems talk about undermining institutions as they try to undermine an election. But when asked for reasons why Trump shouldn't be president, all Bobby had were sputtering F-bombs. His resistance had run out of script. It was just another role without dialogue. So
let's be real, this was never going to be a fair match. One man came with tired outrage and outdated gravitas. The other brought sharp humor, cold facts, and a radar for celebrity nonsense. De Niro tried delivering Shakespeare. Gutfeld turned it into a sock puppet show. And somehow, that was the more believable performance.
something. This is what he had to say.
And I just want to make a note of apology for the idiotic behavior of my president. It's a disgrace. And I apologize to Justin Trudeau and the other people at the G7. It's disgusting.
You know, I actually feel bad for him because I think he's one of those people that has never emotionally recovered from 2016. This is a guy who's got serious Trump disorder.
Well, and where he was last night and where he was today, he certainly knows his audience. Right?
Yeah,
so
exactly,
he's like talented in that way. But what he doesn't know are the cast and crew.
Kind of poetic, isn't it? The screen legend trying to channel cinematic fury, only to get calmly fact-checked by a comedian with a pen and a punchline. De Niro roared like a lion from a forgotten scene. Gutfeld replied with surgical clarity, and her MIC dropped so clean, it echoed. This wasn't a debate. It was a funeral for relevance, and Greg Gutfeld wrote the eulogy in bold, italic sarcasm.